Bum, 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 bum. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 2 of the SPL semifinals. This is the match, or yeah, this is Con versus KT. With the first game being Turn versus Action apparently, which is not so favorable for Compans. Looks like Turn gonna roll his worst matchup here. TVZ looks like he's 1-2 overall. He's 5-2 overall in the season, in the regular season, which is quite good. Did he actually play yesterday? I don't even remember anymore. I should actually probably open yesterday's lineup before I make a fool of myself. I really actually don't remember what happens, you know. Aside from the fact that it was, of course, a Con loss, it did go to ace match, where Stork was defeated by the mighty stats. So yeah, we're just gonna try and blot this from my memory. That's alright. Con's gonna make a 2-0 comeback here, and all will be right in the world. It's just for the time being, it's not so nice. Looks like I don't think he actually did he? No, he actually didn't play yesterday, which is a little bit curious considering like Turns. I mean, he's got a good record in the regular season. Doesn't have that many games, but you know, he's pretty good. Had an impressive victory over Stats, in fact, on Sniper Ridge, where he went Eminem after getting Manor Pyloned a bunch of times. And oh, looks like we're back to the weird blue thing for the KT mascot. Flashcod is no longer present. They should bust out both of them. Have a little mascot battle. Anyway, looks like we're going to be on Ground Zero, which is the map choice of KT, since of course it is a pretty good map for Turn. So in case it does go to an ace match, they will be able to bust out Le Flash. Anyway, Turn's going to be in the top left here. And that would make Action the green Zerg at the bottom right. So interesting that interesting actually that both of these players came out. I mean, obviously Ground Zero being KT's pick, like they could put Flash out first. Probably actually unlikely though. Like you don't want to reveal your super secret strat on this map, and it's more likely that Com would send a player prepared to play Flash on this map. I do believe the TVZ stats quite heavily favor Terran, even though I'm not actually 100% sure why. It doesn't seem like a horrendous map for Zerg, but I thought the stats were like 10-2 or, well, no, I guess it was more than that. But I remember like at the end of round 2 or something, the stats were ridiculously in favor of Terran. I mean, to the point where you know, like Jaedong is losing to Kanata, like that level of imbalance. All right. Yeah, I see some people asking about co-casting. Kiet was not online on Skype when I last checked. She's still not online on Skype, so unfortunately, no co-cast today. I should have made up an epic story, like a tragic tale of how we were star-crossed lovers and then like we ended up in a crypt. You know, like a Romeo Juliet kind of thing, where she died on accident or something. Although I guess I would have to die as well though if it was actually Romeo and Juliet, so that would be less than good. Because we have to have at least one of us still alive to cast. Anyway, that means I am sadly once again lacking in my Korean reading abilities, but that's okay. Anyway, I was gonna say something else. I can't remember. Whatever. Yeah, Action, I mean, he's probably pretty happy about getting a ZVT here. That is his best matchup, I believe, both in the current season and also historically. His ZVT used to be actually quite amazing. I mean, you know, he was able to play long games with Flash and give really good games. Anyway, it looks like a 1-Rex expand, pretty standard stuff. I believe that SEV is building a refinery up there, so probably going to be a fast +1 upgrade from Turn into 4 or 5 racks aggression. It's a very common strategy nowadays. Meanwhile, nothing fancy coming out of Action, just a 12 hatch into 3 hatch something, probably 3 hatch Muta. Action's Muta control though doesn't particularly improve. Well, okay, in the regular season his Muta control was pretty lackluster, but then obviously he won a couple of awesome ZVZs against CJs, so yeah. I'm not really sure what's going on with him. Anyways. Somebody's complaining about in-game sounds being low. I actually don't understand. That's another one of those complaints that I don't understand, along with like the people who post on the anti-spoiler VODs and say, hey, you posted the wrong video. Because it's like, if I turn up if you can hear the in-game sound, like the Korean commentators are louder than the in-game sound. So if the in-game sound becomes clearly audible, then the Korean commentators will be talking over me, which seems unideal. And did you guys just notice that lady was actually holding the KT sign upside down? Like that is clear case of guy brings his girlfriends to a Pro League match and she has absolutely no idea what's going on. I'm pretty sure that was upside down. That was upside down, right? I'm double checking here just in case I look completely stupid, but anyway, we shall forgive her. She's doing some good girlfriend duty. Going to watch some StarCraft. There is Reach. That guy's got to be careful not to let his girlfriend get poached by the Mantos. Although I'm sure he's much more honorable. Wouldn't do something like that, but you know. Anyway, it looks like it's actually not going to be the fast +1. He got the gas to go for a fast starport there. Most likely just going to be a fast science vessel, which we have also been seeing more often this season. I remember a couple of notable games, I think, on Electric Circuit where we saw this. I kept predicting it was like Valkyries, but it always ended up being science vessels. So this time I will call vessels, and it'll probably be Valkyries. Just because these players, man, they love trolling me. That was an interesting little move out just now, by the way, that we saw. Turn poked out a little bit with his Marines. I think he was just trying to look to try and clear out any Zerglings that were chilling outside. Like, oftentimes a Zerg player will leave 1 or 2 Lings just sitting outside the Terran's natural, just to see when the Terran moves out. So I think he wanted to just kill that one and put action in the dark a little bit. But he doesn't really have enough ground forces to do anything serious. Like, obviously going for the fast tech means he's only got like a handful of units. And is he going to do a Vulture drop as well? Whoa, this is very interesting. Okay, so he's researching something from his machine shop. That's got to be speed or mines. Honestly, I'm not sure which it would be. I'm very surprised that he's actually made vultures. Okay, it looks like it's actually going to be speed. So he's going to be able to clear out these Zerglings, even though they have speed as well. Though he is taking quite a bit of damage from them. He kind of walked into that expansion there where there wasn't enough room to do the proper patrol micro. So taking a few hits, but more importantly, I'm just trying to think, what is this strategy? Like, He's basically gone for every single tech route. He's made a handful of Marines, he's made a few Vultures with an upgrade, and he's gone for the fast science vessel. So his actual composition, like, he has every tech, but that means he's got very little of everything. So, you know, when 9 mutas pop out, what anti-muta defense does he have? He's got like 6 Marines, 7 Marines, and he's going to have a couple of turrets, and he's only got 2 barracks. Like, he's going to have a good irradiate, and he's got to hope that action doesn't split his mutas perfectly. Because that irradiate is actually his primary defense against these mutas, I think. Besides the turrets, obviously. I mean, 6 Marines with no upgrades. As you can see, the Academy actually isn't even finished, so he can't even make medics. He's going to have no range, no stim, no medics. Those Marines are going to be pretty much worthless against mutas. So he really... Look at him building all these turrets. He's got 4 turrets at the natural. Looks like 2 turrets in the main, a couple turrets by the barracks. I don't think Irradiate's finished just yet. Even if it is, the vessel needs a little bit of time to recharge its energy. Looks like 1 Muta already getting picked off there, I think. It might have been a Scourge. I'm pretty sure it was a Muta that died. And there's the Irradiate, but look at that, immediately splitting off the Irradiated Muta. Turn, unfortunately, irradiated a Muta that was kind of at the back of the pack. So it was very easy for Action to pull it out. But, you know, as I said earlier on, Action's Muta Micro is not exactly Jadon class here. So I'm pretty sure... he had a great opportunity there to do a lot more damage, I think, but yeah, it turns out 6 Marines and an Irradiate is actually enough to ward off a 3-hatch Muta build. I mean, one thing to keep in mind, though, is that I don't actually know if that was a full 9 Mutas. I mean, he did spend 1 larva on a pair of Scourge, and also I think after those initial Vultures came out, it's possible that Action, made a couple of extra Zerglings, or rather, we saw that he made a few extra Zerglings. They were kind of blocking his ramp there to stop a Vulture run by, so he might have, like, his larva management might have been messed up a little bit by what Turn was doing. But honestly, I don't, like, those 3 Vultures with speed, like, was that really worth it? But whoa, that was a much better Irradiate. Still a fairly fast pull from Action, though. Either way, I think those mutas are pretty much neutered now, but lurkers are on the way, which is good for Action. I think those lurkers will be out in time to stop these Medic Marine. Looks like he's going to try and bomb one of these Science Vessels. Looks like he will get one. Very nice move there. Notice he only used 2 Scourge there. He had 4 Scourge in that pack, and he made sure to split them out properly and not waste all 4 Scourge on just the one vessel. So he still has an opportunity to bomb this other vessel if he wants to. That'd be quite a nice little win for him there. If you could get that other one as well. Either way, it looks like, where are the lurkers? Are they actually barred on the top of the ramp? I didn't notice there. It's a little bit hard to see barred units on this tile set. Obviously, it's all Ash World gray and dull colors. Oh man, once a while ago, I actually was using like a really old CRT monitor where like the colors had kind of faded, so I literally could not see borrowed units, even if I had detection. I just physically could not see them. Anyway, nice Mutabomb here from Action getting the other Science Vessel. But yeah, that was a horrible time. Like, I still have nightmares about invisible lurkers to this day. And then I figured out you could actually turn up the gamma, and then I could see them again. So silly me. But anyway, so Action doing a pretty good job so far, despite some pretty mediocre muta control. He made them worth it later on with those bombs on the Science Vessels, and now he's going up to Hive. Looks like we're going to transition pretty normally here, despite the odd opening from Turn. I'm still not really sure 100% what he was trying to accomplish with that, honestly. I mean, he got the speed early on, so might have been thinking about a run-by into the main right before Vultures hit, or sorry, right before the mutas got out. I mean, the timing was about right. His Vultures kind of got to the Zerg base, 20 seconds before the mutas popped. But hold that thought. Here we go. A huge flank attack, a surround attack from Action. He moves in. He gets the Science Vessel. However, the units that were coming down from the main there didn't quite make it all the way down. A couple of the lurkers just burrowed at the top of the ramp. So Turn will keep his forces alive, but without a vessel there, he's got to be very careful. It's like bringing a few more units in here. He's got to be careful not to walk into these lurkers. Okay, it looks like he does pay attention. He does have a Science Vessel with that reinforcing group. It looks like one group is moving up here into the main base. Another group is engaging out on the map here. Going to test both of these players multitasking. Action actually just has so many units, though. He has a bazillion lurkers. And it looks like Link's going to run in here, take out the siege tank. That's going to stop these Marines from really being too useful. Oh, whoa, hold on here, Turn. Careful with those tanks. Oh man, this is actually really intense here. A battle on 2 fronts. And I'm actually not sure who's ahead here. Crucially, though, the Hive Tech is done. Where's the Defiler Mound? Wait, did he not make a Defiler Mound? He needs a Defiler Mound now. His Hive is finished. He's making a Nidus. Did I just miss it? Anyway, an SCV is moving out now. I'm pretty sure that's to take the 3rd base for Turn. Anyway, Turn moving in here. Whoa! Gonna pull back a little bit. Looks like he wasn't paying attention. Some Links coming in from the backside. Are they gonna get that last siege tank? It looks like the lurker does finish it off, and now Action coming in from the other side with a lot more lurkers and cleans up the force easily here. The KT coach can barely stay in his seat. He is so excited. Action doing a fantastic job. Looks like that SCV actually kills the lurker. What a boss here. Never mind. That SCV was not going to make a command center. That SCV is actually Turn's solution to lurkers here. SCVs, the hard counter to lurkers. What a boss. Anyway, looks like Turn moving in here once again, but his force is so slow. Whoa! I think that was lag on the VOD. Sorry about that. Anyway, January looks like stunned. She's like deer in the headlights look. Oh my god, Turn is gonna get taken out by Action? My Gosu rookie player? Come on, Turn. Like, Turn was good enough to get an interview with Toss Girl. I mean, dude, you have to win your playoff matches now. Toss Girl was on you, man. Anyway, it looks like he's trying to do the fancy Marine split. He kind of does it. Wasn't perfect. Whatever. And losing yet another vessel here. Man, Action has been seriously on top of his vessels scourging this game, and that's really, really crucial. What on earth is going on with these siege tanks? Random lurkers stuck on the cliff there. Okay, looks like he found Action found him, but two siege tanks have been like misclicked or misrallied, or I don't even know what's going on. They're just running into a cliff there. Oh man, I completely lost my train of thought. Damn. Okay, no, now I know what I was gonna say. Yeah, basically, I mean, the whole focus of Turn's build is like having a lot of science vessels, and yet right now I don't think he even has a single vessel. Or no, okay, it looks like he's got a couple of vessels back there at his rally point, at his natural. But I mean, yeah, Action, fantastic job here, and that's not really gonna work breaking up there. I think he should actually pull those tanks back, or I guess single tank now. This is not the best position for him to engage, and now that those lurkers are hitting that tank from the high ground, he should really be pulling back those medic marines. More importantly, I mean, Turn really wants to get a third base now. I think he's making a command center in his main base, going to float it out to the 1130-ish position. But, well, on the other hand, Action is still on his 3 bases, so it's not a terrible position. Economy-wise for Turn, but army-wise, he's just like bleeding units here. And look at, do you see what I mean about not being able to see lurkers? Like, man, those lurkers, those were so hard to see. Even if you have detection, it's like, whoa. And oh man, he's just sniping the Defiler. He does get the Defiler, but the swarm goes down anyway. Oh man, if he could have killed that Defiler first, that would have been so crucial. I don't think there's actually that many units there. It looks like a couple of SCV Lovebirds are just chilling next to the main fight. Looks like, ooh, interesting. Turn actually picks off a lurker that was barely outside of the swarm range. I'm a little bit surprised that he knew that that was not covered by the swarm. That would have been a little bit risky if he'd run in there and it was actually under the swarm and he just lost all his units. I mean, that was kind of like on the edge there. That's pretty, it's pretty close. It's kind of close. Either way, he's going to get pushed back, and looks like, yep, there is the third base for him. So, I mean, if he can hold on to that third base and keep Action kind of pinned back here, he should be good to go. I don't think he can manage that, though. He just doesn't have enough forces. Looks like Action sending a few lings over to check out that base. Action also taking his third expansion at the top right natural. That's pretty standard stuff. Looks like that has just now finished, so it's going to go up to 3 Terran bases against the 4 Zerg bases. Turn has a slight supply advantage, and actually Turn just expanding very quickly again here to the bottom left here. 1 Crackling going to town on these SCVs, 2 kills, probably 3 kills here, and there are the 3 SCV kills. Definitely worth it for that 1 ling. He's only got +1 carapace. That's okay, he's probably got +2 fairly close to done, I would hope. Anyway, so I'm going to push these Marines back and going to get yet another science vessel. Man, that must be like, you know, the 10th or 12th science vessel kill this game. But it looks like we have a double drop going in here to the top right. A lot of Scourge in pursuit, though. It looks like they are going to snap 1 dropship out of the sky. And that drop is just not going to do anything. Oh, man. It's like Turn going to be a little bit fancy here, trying to do some micros. Going to get a few free Zerglings here with that Firebat. That's quite fancy. And, oh, it looks like, oh, well, what is that? 2 Firebats, a couple of Marines, and a medic or something? It's going to get cleaned up. And he should probably pull that vessel back now. Turn is really not a friend to science vessels, and he's actually dropped behind in supply now. I don't really understand how he keeps, like, well, I mean, is his macro slipping or something? Because, you know, he was ahead like 20 supply just now, and then he did a failed double drop, and now he's behind like 10 supply. I mean, obviously, yeah, he lost all those units, but anyway, looks like his SCV count is actually really low at that third base. Okay, he's transferred a decent number over here to the bottom left. I don't know, I wonder if Action has seen that. He's sending in a bunch of Zerglings here. Looks like he has seen it, but only Zerglings, and with a group of Medic Marine there at the top of the ramp, I don't think he'll be able to take that. It looks like, oh, nice Medic wall as well, yeah. I think Action thought that Turn had tried to like sneak a hidden expo there and didn't actually have any units there to defend, so he just sent, you know, a couple control groups of Lings to take it out. But in fact, that was adequately defended. He's going to have to, you know, dedicate a Defiler to taking that out if he actually wants it. It looks like, oh, meanwhile, Fueling is going to get picked off here in the middle of the map. Can't really engage these Medic Marine head on. That's the expression I'm looking for. Meanwhile, I mean, you know, even though Action's been doing a good job scourging these vessels, Turn still has 4 vessels. You know, he is going for the SK Terran style, double starport, making vessels, and Medic Marine on top of that. It looks like, uh-oh, whoa! Huge plague! Actually hits as many Zerglings as Marines, but it doesn't matter. Plenty of healthy Zerglings behind there to take out this little defensive force. So now it looks like Turn's just going to have to hide all his SCVs here at the bottom right. I'm pretty sure Action will realize that those are hidden there, so he'll go take those out. But this is really not a very nice position for Turn, because now he's, well, I mean, no, well, he's still on his 3 bases, and Action is on his 4. It's not a horrible position, but interesting plague catching one of the dropships and the Marines that were kind of unloading. And whoa, hello, Scourge! Oh my god, that is not good. Looks like Action didn't quite clone those properly. I think he could have gotten at least one more vessel if he'd split those Scourge perfectly, but, you know, good enough, I'd say. Man, Action really playing a solid ZVT here. Gonna plague yet again here. Gets his own extractor, but that's not a big deal. Looks like Turn tried to run down here and snipe the Nidus Canal, but that didn't work. I mean, Action is just looking dominant in this game. You know, Action actually played, I mean, in the last week, I think it was the second to last match of Pro League, KT versus Team 8, Action actually played a long ZVT against Sea Shield on this map, and just dominated him. Like, it was a really beautiful game, and he is showing a similarly spectacular ZVT. Well, I don't know if it's spectacular, but it's just very, very solid ZVT here against Turn. I mean, I don't know if this is just Turn's TVZ not being that good, but even still, I mean, Action on top of everything. It looks like another random vessel here. I mean, Turn is just bleeding vessels this game, and still he's having random units just all over the map here. Turn's late game M&M control is clearly not up to snuff here. I wonder if he might have been better off, like, going mech or something, because this is almost like what happens to Fantasy. He just, like, kind of loses control of all his M&M. Or at least this is the old Fantasy. Nowadays, I think he's improved a little bit. Anyway, Action moving into the 3rd base here. Turn is going to have to abandon that, bring all his SCVs back. But now he's down to only his main and his natural, and I'm sure they're both getting very close to mined out here. His main base is probably mined out already, in fact. So I don't really know what he can do. He's behind 30 supply. He can't hold on to his expansions. Like, I mean, he doesn't even have, you know, an insane vessel cloud that he can use to maybe make a comeback. He's fighting Ultralisks with Firebats. Those are 4-1 Ultras. And losing another M&M group here. He's leaving his vessels behind once again. Clearly not a huge fan of vessels. Another plague going off. I think, were those not already plagued? I mean, looks like that one wasn't, but grabbing just a couple of vessels here. Oh, looks like Turn realizes he can actually go back to mining at the bottom left here. He is going to absolutely need that. I think it's already over, though. I don't really see how he can come back. Terran should be ahead in supply at this point, but he is behind by quite a bit, actually. 35 supply. And here we go. He's going to run into a Dark Swarm. A bunch more Scourge coming in. Look at this! Just Scourge coming in every single attack. Really, really nice play from Action. A bit of nice target firing there from Turn. I'm pretty sure he manually targeted down those Scourge. There were Ultraling pretty close there, so otherwise the Marines would have auto-attacked the Ultraling. But anyway, another counterattack here into the 3rd base. Turn, I'm pretty sure, is like just mining from this bottom left main now. I'm sure his main and natural are gone. And I'm kind of waiting for the GG here. I mean, you know, it's a playoffs match. It's very important. Turn doesn't wanna let his team down, but this game is over. There goes the Mutalisk. He's gonna start hunting down these plagued Science vessels. How many of them are plagued? Looks like there's 3 single HP vessels there. Where's the Mutalisk? There it is. Boom. It looks like there's actually 4 there. Oh, the Muta's actually too busy attacking the Marines, but GG from Turn. An Action taking game number 1. The KT Zergs not to be trifled with. Oh man, although, wait, who did he, Action lost to, oh, he lost to Shine yesterday, that's right, but that's okay. He's redeemed himself against Turn. Anyway, Turn not so happy about that game, apparently. But that's alright. It is a best of 7. Console has plenty of chances to get back in this. So let us move right along.